Hey everyone, this is Faris.
And this is Caleb Flournoy, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guyz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is actually a bonus episode. This is actually bonus number 2, Caleb. So, man,
Yes.
I'm super excited about actually jumping into this episode, man. But before we get started, before we tell everybody what this episode is about, man, how has your week been coming along, man?
Oh, this has been a really busy week, Faris. From working on different projects to working on policies to trying to get some rest. All of this, it's been a busy week. How was your week been?
And the week's been coming along really good. I got a chance last night. It was actually the Rolling Stones was in Atlanta last night, and the traffic was ridiculous last night. So I actually went out with one of my wife's friends. We went to celebrate her birthday at this restaurant, Cam Newton's restaurant. I can't think of the name of it. It's right beside this selfie museum off of near in the Castleberry area in Atlanta. And the restaurant was really nice. It was like a cigar lounge / restaurant. The food was amazing.
He does have a cigar lounge. I did recently hear that he opened up a cigar lounge.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Like, and really from the road, you really can't tell it's a restaurant. Because it's very, I guess disclosed. But man, it was really good. I mean, I had a pasta salad there, which was amazing, man.
That's good.
So yeah, man. How about you, man? What have you been up to this week?
No, like I said, from writing policies, I think that's one thing I have been working on because we have.
You did just tell me.
Yeah, I did just tell you. So that means somebody not paying attention. But it's all good. But now just pretty much writing policy. You know, we with our vivid vision, we was working on some things, and so I wanted to get an upper advantage. You know, a head start on policy writing and some revisions, and so that's pretty much been my week. So
that's what's up, man. Well, I know I'm super excited about today's topic. I know we had a bonus episode a few weeks ago, and we talked about the GAP service, which is a pediatric program that our agency, our home care agency, actually provides services through. Right. And this is our bonus episode number 2, and we're going to be number two, man. And we're going to be talking about this other program that we are leading the way with in the state of Georgia, and this program is called the Structured Family Caregiving Program. Right. And this particular program, Caleb, man, is super needed. And it's amazing, man. Like as we were talking about this discussion, we started talking about some of the old shows and stuff that we watched back in the day.
These used to be some of our favorite shows.
Yes.
I know it's some of my favorite shows.
Yeah. So I know I was talking about, I was telling Caleb about this old show that I used to watch called Mama's Family. And for those that are probably millennials, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but Mama's Family was a sitcom that was back in the day that was hilarious. You had Mama that was walking around with her big old wig and her house coat on, and she was a fast talking mean lady.
Give him hell.
Mom used to give him hell. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It was a great show. I think I remember Bubba. I think one of the cast was Bubba. I think Bubba stayed in the basement or in the garage or something like that. And I think Scooter, I just remember like the son actually living in the back garage with his wife. But it showed like a nuclear family, a blended family, how they came together to go through and support each other. I know you were talking about a show that you enjoyed as well.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about Family Matters. I know I used to love watching Family Matters, Carl and Eddie and Steve. And so if you look at Mama, Grandma used to, stay with Carl sometimes. And so as a blended family, as we talk about, our topic of family caregiving has been around years, many years. So we look at some of our childhood TV shows that we love, and we see, oh wow, that was family caregiving.
Yeah, this was family, and that's one thing is like it's family coming together to care for family, which is not a new concept. Right. It's just amazing that this concept is just getting underway when it comes to an offered service that individuals can actually utilize. And Caleb, so I think that's what this is a good part to go through and jump into our conversation and just kind of talk about what this program is, and some of we'll break it down by some of the benefits it has, some of the qualifications it has, but we'll just kind of just talk about what is structured family caregiving.
Exactly.
So Kelly, you start off a little bit.
So structured family caregiving is a program that was started in Georgia, October of 2019. And so this program actually, helps. Well, this program is for members that need at least 5 hours of care or more per day. And if a family member is living with that member, it would allow for the family member to get paid as a family caregiver. And so just like we talked about earlier about family members living with each other, typically what happens, Faris, is we have traditional home care agencies that go in and provide the in-home care services for a lot of these members.
Yes.
But the family members are there right now, taking care of the members, because say if you have some members receiving 8 hours a day of care. So what happens after those 8 hours while the family is there? The family member is actually taking care of the family member.
Yes.
And so Georgia acknowledged and recognized that family caregivers should get paid for their services that they are providing. And so that's what this program is about. It's a program under the CCSP and source waivers in Georgia, but it's a permanent program that allows a family member to get paid to take care of their loved one at home.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful way of putting it, because when you think about it, again, family members are already there. There may be a niece or a nephew taking care of aunt or a cousin. There's a mother taking care of a sister, or there's some relatives out there that's what they do.
Right.
And so my thing is, Georgia's realized that, looking at other neighboring states and saying, you know what, how are they keeping individuals out of the nursing home? How are they keeping people out of the hospital? How are they keeping people well, safe, and actually healthy? And it's because family members are caring for their own loved ones. So many family members actually stepped up to the plate and started caring for their own loved ones. And that's the benefit of it right there, is they're able to create even more lasting memories with their own loved ones.
Right.
And that's one thing with the Structured Family Caregiving Program. The reason why we got started was we saw that there was a need within Georgia. We were actually the number 2 agency to actually start this particular program.
Right.
There was an agency that came before us, but we came right out. I think we're number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And we said, there's a need within our community, and we have to go through and fulfill that need. And ever since March of 2020, we've been out there sharing what it means to be a family caregiver. And we have many caregivers throughout the state of Georgia that actually are able to go through and create those lasting memories. It's just a lot of stories that have came. We're going to share a few of our success stories along the way. But Caleb, before we go through and do that,
but one thing I do want to elaborate. We're going to talk about the qualifications for a family caregiver, and then the qualifications for a member. But this program here, just like I said earlier, family caregiving has been around for many, many years. And so I'm so glad that Georgia and other states are really recognizing the benefit from it. Think about this, think about the times when your loved one goes into a hospital or goes to the doctor's office. A lot of times those aides or the home care agencies can't take the loved one everywhere. They can't take them to go grocery shopping, can't take them to get those extra clothes that they probably need, or see those specialists that the PCP recommends that they see. And so those family caregivers should be awarded. And so I'm just so happy and so thrilled that we are part of the crusade here in Georgia to educate and empower so many family caregivers.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Well, let's actually jump right into it, and let's actually talk about next what the qualifications for a client. Let's kind of talk about what is the qualification, because just like you said earlier, this is a Medicaid-based program. So for those, I know we have a lot of questions that come in through our social media about what are some of the qualifications, and I'll kind of kick it off first, Caleb. Some of the questions we always get asked, does Medicare cover this particular program, or does our traditional insurance, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Aetna, do they cover? Unfortunately, right now, this does not get covered up under those major medical programs. This is a Medicaid-based program. So an individual has to have Medicaid to actually get on this particular program. But what happens is, there's certain qualifications that a member must have. So the first qualification is they have to be on Medicaid. Caleb, what's another qualification?
Well, they have to receive at least or need at least 5 hours of care or more per day. Okay, so and it has to be pretty much. Just think about what you do for mom. On a day-to-day basis. Do you help mom in the morning with her bath? Do you help mom? Do you fix her breakfast so she can have something to eat? Do you assist her with going to the restroom throughout the day? How about, does mom needs changing or cleaning or assisting with transferring? All of those things. So all of those total hours of care needs to be equivalent to at least 5 hours of care or more per day.
Exactly. And that's really, and the big thing is, Caleb, those hours don't have to be like back to back.
No, not consecutive.
Not consecutive. You have to be able to show that there's a need, but also the member must actually have either functional disability or chronic illness, a chronic disability. So functional means that they need assistance. They're probably in a wheelchair. They're probably COPD, probably have congestive heart failure, may have really bad diabetes. They're insulin dependent. They need someone there to go through and help guide them throughout the day.
Right.
That's a crucial point right there, because one thing the state of Georgia sees is, yes, an individual can be on Medicaid, but the need may not be there.
Right.
So the need must be there, because everyone would not qualify for this particular program. We've had hundreds of people that actually applied for the program, but they did not qualify because the need was not there. This is a needs-based program, and the need may not be there today, but tomorrow it may be, and you can go through and apply for it then.
And I just wanted to say that too. I wanted to just kind of put my 2 cents in. Just because mom doesn't qualify today doesn't mean she won't qualify a year from now or even months from now. I want you to always communicate. Definitely we'll give our information at the end, but I want you to communicate, because if something happens to mom or dad within that time frame, something major that they have to be admitted to a hospital, or they had a fall, or their health has changed drastically, they may be eligible to qualify. Just because you got to know now doesn't mean they won't qualify later.
Exactly. And just to kind of go through the just a part of the qualification process, there is, guys, as you know, or you may not know, this is a dynamic program, and so many people are actually looking at this program as an option for caring for their loved ones. So one thing, there is a wait list for this particular program. It's not like you can sign up for this program today and start services tomorrow.
How long is the waiting list?
The wait list actually has been extended. It's probably going to take about between 60 to 70 days to actually get on this particular program. Wow. But once a member's on this program, this is a long-term option. But just want to go through and let you know, the planning has to start not when the person needs it immediately coming out of a hospital today or tomorrow.
Right.
The planning has to start when there's a need there, even though mom may say she may not want it. We're going to probably talk about another episode on how to have that conversation, but it's so important to have some planning in place. If you have a niece, nephew at the house that's already caring for your loved one, that's when you need to reach on out to our agency so we can go and get the process started, because the worst thing to do is wait till when that need is so apparent and realize that you can't start it tomorrow. So realize that there's a waiting list. There is a process to get on it. There's a process. And sometimes, a lot of times, people get frustrated throughout the process because there's calls that need to be made. There's questions, assessments. It's a lot that gets into this particular program. But once you're on the program, best believe we have a lot of satisfied customers because they endured the process.
And I kind of think that's a great way, before we keep on getting back into the qualifications for the client, I think it's great because right now, in order for that member to qualify, which is another qualification, a family member has to be living in the home.
Yes.
And so while that member is living in the home and you all are doing the process for enrollment for structured family, it's great that the family member is already living there, because that's one of the qualifications as well.
Exactly. And I think that's a good segue to what the caregiver qualifications are, because for the state of Georgia, you have to be a family member that lives in the same house. So you have to be related by blood or marriage. Okay. You can't be the best friend. You can't be the play uncle, nothing like that. You have to be related by blood or marriage, and you have to reside in the same household, not next door, not down the street, not I come check on my mama every day. You have to reside in the same household.
Must live in the home.
Must live in the home. So mom must live with you, or aunt must live with you, or vice versa. You must live with aunt, uncle, cousin. That's how Georgia actually, and this is not a prime care policy. This is not a state of Georgia policy, but we enforce it as well. So those are a couple of qualifications. Caleb, what's some other qualifications?
So a qualification for a caregiver, you must be 18 years of older. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is you must be able to pass a fingerprinted background check.
Yes.
And so with the state of Georgia, this is a state Medicaid program. So you want to make sure that you have a satisfactory background check.
Exactly. And that's one thing is you also must be willing to go through and work with a health coach. So we have so many dynamic health coaches throughout the state of Georgia, and these ladies and gentlemen, what they do is they're the liaison. They're the ones that go out and actually find different resources for our community. They're the ones that the shoulders to cry on. They're the ones that's going to go through and celebrate grandma's 99th birthday. They're the ones that's going to go through and find resources for our family members, our family caregivers, to go through and support keeping their loved one at home. Right. So you have to be willing to work with a family, a health coach. And one thing is, just like I said, we have some dynamic health coaches with some great personalities, and I think you would love them. You would love.
One more qualification is you must be able to provide care for the member.
Yes.
Okay. So, if you have to, if the member's needs are, the bathing, the grooming, the transferring, running to and from the doctor's appointment, you have to be able to provide that need, and so that's one thing that we love about the program, because it's keeping the family member out of the nursing home, is definitely keeping them out of the hospital, and because someone is there on a day-to-day basis to provide that care for them.
Exactly. Yeah. And Caleb, this program actually came at the right time. I remember we had a member on our traditional home care side down in the CSRA area. I remember this young man. He actually has a special place in my heart. I remember talking to his mom about this particular program, because at one point in time we were providing traditional home care services for him,
right?
And his mom wanted specialized care, and unfortunately in that particular area we could not find that right caregiver.
Right.
So Caleb, I remember getting up. I live in Marietta, Georgia. I think the hours
for their members were really early.
They were really early.
Yeah.
I remember getting up super early in the morning, living in Marietta, having to commute from Marietta, Georgia, down to the area. It took about a few hours to get down there to go there and provide services for that young man at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I did it because I really wanted to go through and stand behind our brand promise. I did it because for our agency, it meant something for us as Prime Care to be not only as executives, but as the caregiver's heart as well. So I remember going down there for months and months trying to go through and find caregivers and also providing care myself. But I remember when this program first came about, I was like, I know exactly who this program would benefit.
Yes.
I'll never forget calling his mom up and then having a conversation with her. And she said, you know what, this is what I've been praying for. And she was one of our very first family caregivers, and she was able to go through and make so many memories with her son. They're making memories right now. She's able to travel with her son. She's able to go through, I look at her on Facebook baking all these delicious desserts and just everything, but she's able to be there at that time of need and not have to worry about the finances, not have to worry about being there for her other children when they're coming home from school. Right. So this program was a prayer answer for her, and it has been a prayer answer for many, many other family caregivers as well. So Caleb, this is a program that we are so proud about. We are proud to be Georgia's #1 structured family caregiver provider. And we're so proud about just having a great team of support that's actually supporting Georgians these days.
You know what? I look at this. What we're doing is we're all about being a servant.
Yes.
And so ultimately we're serving our community, and by serving them, we're educating them on what available resources and programs are available for them. And so the more that we do that, and the more that we communicate that, we are helping families and we're touching lives. I have heard even success stories from our different health coaches of, the letters that they received, the thank you, the phone calls, the tears, the hugs and the cries, because they have went out of their way to really kind of help them and make sure that they receive the services that they need. And so that's one thing I want to let you know. We cover all counties in the state of Georgia, all 159 counties, and we have health coaches throughout Georgia that can help your loved one enroll in the structured family caregiving if you feel as if they may qualify.
Exactly. And one thing I encourage as well is if you are interested in this particular program, or if you would like to have some more information about this particular program, I would love for you to reach out to our agency, which is Prime Care Home Care Services. We have some dynamic team members that are part of our intake team that would love to go through and answer any questions that you may have. And our number is 478-345-0523. Right. Please feel free to call Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If for some reason the line is busy, that means they're actually helping someone else, but please leave a message and they'll definitely be eager to get back in contact with you. But Caleb, I'm super proud of this particular program. Yeah. I'm super proud of the growth that it's had, and I'm super more excited about the memories that so many family members are able to actually make with their loved ones right now, man.
Yes. And so there you have a great episode about structured family. There's so much more we can talk about structured family when it comes down to when the member qualifies for the program, some additional benefits that they can receive. But we just want to give you a bonus feature of an episode on structured family caregiving. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. I hope you enjoyed the information that we have given you today. Definitely go to Spotify, like, subscribe, and click on that notification so you can be in tune with all of our other when our other podcasts come out. Definitely, if you can, this would be a great thing to do is share our podcast on your Insta story if you can, and then tag us, the Homecare Guyz, at the Homecare Guyz with the Z. So we will look forward to definitely reading some of your responses.
Exactly. And also we have a new feature that we're definitely trying to encourage as well. If you would like to go there and interact with our show, click on the link below or look in the Facebook feed. You will actually see a little link that says voice memo. Please feel free to go through and drop us a question, please, especially if you have any show ideas, any questions about any programs. You may not have the Twitter fingers where you can type really quickly, but you can go through and actually drop us a voice memo, and you may be featured on the show, or we may just get that that voice memo and be able to respond back to it. So we definitely encourage more interaction as well. Again, continue to like and share, and we'll continue to go through and bring good quality content to you each week as well.
Have a good one. You stay safe.
Bye.